All right, and we're back for another episode of the Department Podcast with Justin Valentovic, Stephen Bologna, Stephen Clark, and Jesse Norman, and we're back for our Week 9 picks. Oh boy, Week 9 already. Can't believe we're already past the midway point, but here we are yet again. What's going on, boys?
Same stuff, hanging out, football, election, sports, politics, that's life.
All the fun stuff in the world.
Yeah.
As Jesse drinks his chocolate milk, though, but let's get into some picks.
I didn't even drink it yet.
Like the recap, we do a draft style, so I'm going to start with, let's go counterclockwise. We'll start with Jesse.
Oh, baby.
What game
I got to pick first? Wow,
yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Oh, on the spot.
I know, make it good.
All right. So, Seahawks, Bills.
Oof.
The Seahawks are a good team, and the Bills are not a good team. And as much as the Seahawks play close at only -2.5, I like that.
I like that.
I like that number a lot.
Yeah, because here's the
If they just win by a field goal, they've covered. And I fully expect that they can win by 10 points. Even though it's in Buffalo, it doesn't really scare me. Because I think the Bills are not a good football team.
both teams are relatively even defensive-wise, right? But the offense on Seattle is so much better. So for them to come out and just win by a field goal, I like that all day. I don't give a the Bills aren't going to win this game. Simple as that. So give me the Seahawks covering.
Agree. Easily agree.
Yeah, I would agree. And I mean, the Bills defense, there's no way they can limit the Seahawks offense at all. The Bills defense, great on paper, but has just not lived up to the hype this year. So easily give me the spread.
I think over the past couple years, the Bills had a good defense like a year or two ago, and everybody just kind of thinks that that's going to roll over, but it hasn't. It's so weird how defenses work in the NFL, where you can be good one year, return pretty much everybody, and still just not be the same defense the next year.
And really, they haven't added to anybody. Like, they haven't added anyone to the defense. Like Micah Hyde, yeah, he's been there for a while at this point. And when they let Gilmore go, yeah, they got Trey White, but outside of that, they haven't really added anybody. Edmonds
Trey White also hasn't been as, like, he's still a great corner, but he hasn't been at that top flight that he was supposed to be.
No, absolutely. And corner's a position where you're great one year and you can just fall off a cliff another year. Simple as that. That's basically what happens there. So let's move things along to Clark. You're up.
Okay. I'm doing what I don't like right now, which is Minnesota at -4. They're not good at all. The Lions are better than the Vikings, I would say. The Lions are coming off a loss, and yes, Minnesota just got a big win against the Packers, but I think that's more on the Packers not living up to what they're supposed to be doing. But Minnesota's not good, and having them at -4. Not a fan.
I would take the Lions on the money line.
Me too.
Honestly, I think there's a good chance the Lions win this game.
Yeah, very good. The Lions are a good football team. Matt Stafford is really good.
It's just their defense is really bad.
Yeah, but so is Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I could see this game being a shootout, and 4 between these teams could, be a difference maker because it could be within a field goal. But at the end of the day, I just think the Lions are going to win outright to begin with. Anyhow, so give me the Lions.
Yeah,
exactly. Give me the Lions too.
Agree.
Oh my goodness, man! It's a one-man army over here. Give me the Vikings. I mean, This is a team that showed up and showed out against arguably the best team in the entire NFC with the Packers, and if they can keep the Dalvin Cook train rolling, and the Lions, I don't know, but the last time I checked, they haven't made the playoffs in a ton of years. We're talking about firing their coach, trading away their star players. I don't think they're a good team. Give me the Vikings money line, and I would take the spread on this one. But I will say this, divisional game, Lions like to play close games, like to play division games tight. So there is a possibility the Lions can keep this within a field goal, but I can't see the Vikings losing.
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see. And with that, Steve, we'll keep it with you. What game do you want to pick now?
Got a lot of good ones here. I'm going to leave the Colts game for you guys.
Thank you.
I'm going to go with a rematch of Week 1, Saints-Buccaneers. Bucks -5. Excuse me. Is it Bucks -5.5?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Bucks. So Bucks got to win by 6.
I'm not a fan of this one. I think the Saints might win this one outright. Sources say obviously Michael Thomas might be coming back this week. If that's the case, huge up. Yeah, sources tell Stephen Clark. He's been monitoring that situation.
Please.
Giants almost took down the Buccaneers, and honestly, they probably should have took down the Buccaneers on Monday night. The way the Saints just played week 1 against them, I know that was a whole 8 weeks ago. I just think the Saints can get this one done. Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, the three-headed monster. Give me the Saints. The spread, that's a tough one. I would not take the spread on this.
Yeah, 5.5. It's basically almost a touchdown at that point because you're almost at 6 then. And the Bucs, they play a lot of their games close. Like they barely beat the Giants this past week. So
yeah,
I think it's gonna be a close game. So I would take the Saints with the points, but I still think the Bucs are gonna win.
Yeah, definitely the Bucs to win just because of they got smacked week 1 against the Saints, and I think they're gonna have a different mentality going into that game, especially being home this time. I take the Bucs to win, but I don't really like the spread at all in that one. I just think it'd be very, very close.
Yeah, I just wouldn't bet on this game. It's a tight division round game. It's going to matter in the end. Who knows if Drew Brees is going to put on a good performance or a bad one. Brady has been pretty good recently, but he can always throw out one clunker here and there. As far as I'm concerned, I would just stay away from this game.
Cool.
Yeah. And we're up to me, and I'm going to go with the largest spread of the week, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers getting 13.5. So basically 2 touchdowns against the Dallas Danucci's.
Smash it.
Lock it in.
This is my lock of the week. The Steelers are going to absolutely just obliterate the Cowboys in general. It doesn't matter that they're on the road. Pittsburgh all the way.
Look, Bologna can attest to this when he's seen the Washington football team just absolutely lock up the Dallas Cowboys offense.
Yeah.
And the Washington football team's defense and Pittsburgh's defense are a little different on the scales. I would lock it. I think Pittsburgh wins by it. I would say it's 17 is like a safe number I would start at. I think this could easily be like a 24-3, 31-7 kind of game.
And also, I saw Cooper Rush might even start.
I think he is.
I seen this isn't. Yeah, this is. I saw it on Twitter, not from like a reliable sources, Adam Schefter, but it said that Danucci is like not even going to go in as the backup. It's going to be Rush and whoever. I don't know who the other one was.
I'd rather have Rush.
The Cowboys. To watch out the Cowboys offense is just terrible. Zeke's not doing anything. Obviously, the quarterback. It's an obvious problem, but it's just the defense is even worse, and it's going to be an absolute shellacking. I think plus 24 points on the win for the Steelers, honestly. So we're back up to Jesse.
Genomes.
All right. Raiders at Chargers.
Ooh. Basically a pick 'em.
I Chargers at -1.5. As far as I'm concerned, the Raiders should be going in as the favorite.
I was thinking the same thing.
I would definitely take the Raiders there. There is always that wonder of, are the Raiders going to be good this week? Are they going to be bad this week?
Yeah.
But this is a divisional game, so I feel like they kind of have to be on end. While the Chargers don't have a great record, that's still a division win for the Raiders that can help them try to get into the playoffs. So I like the Raiders at +1.5, and I like them on the money line as well. They're my pick of the week as far as right now what I'm looking at of just -1.5. I think they can easily go into LA and beat the Chargers.
Me too.
Yeah, like you said, Jesse, it's surprising that the Raiders are the underdog, surprisingly, but I guess they're just giving it because Herbert has been playing really well and that they're at home. But even then, the Chargers, their biggest problem is closing out close games. We've seen them lose numerous games already within, a slim margin, no matter how well Herbert plays. And the Raiders, and this is one week that they probably will be good because they've relatively had, the Chargers and Anthony Lynn's number for, since really Gruden got back. So give me the Raiders.
Give me the Raiders too, man. I like what the Raiders are doing overall. It's just Herbert's great. We know Herbert's great. I think they're just giving him the favorite here just because they're home, but home field means nothing in the COVID era right now.
Doesn't mean anything in Los Angeles either when fans don't show up.
Yeah, that too. So give me the Raiders all the way.
Oh man, one-man army again.
Stevie B.
I don't think the Raiders offense had the capability to keep up with the Chargers offense. That being said, the Chargers defense has much better names. The Raiders offense, no receivers. You're rushing out Nelson Aguilar as your wide receiver one over there. Josh Jacobs, yes, great running back, but I don't think they have enough firepower to keep up with the Chargers and probably the hottest quarterback in the league with Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen. I just don't see it. Give me the Chargers on the money line and the spread.
Ooh.
All right, and Clark, we're up to you now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with another big spread, which is the Panthers at the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs winning this game, of course, easy win there, but I don't like the Chiefs covering the spread. I really think the Panthers have a really talented offense, and the Chiefs have a defense. Their defense is good, but it's not the best. But I think Teddy and Robbie Anderson and Curtis Samuel, all those guys there, they can keep it close. I really do think they can keep it close. So I like the Chiefs winning, but I don't like the Chiefs with the spread.
Yeah, with the spread, I gotta go with the Panthers just because Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Rule, Joe Brady, and all them down in Carolina, they've been running a really good offense. Yeah. And hopefully McCaffrey's playing because he was activated for Thursday Night Football, and he didn't play. So, he was able to play. They didn't activate him. So maybe we see him come back. And if he comes back, I could see them keeping it close. But ultimately, I still think the Chiefs win. Mm-hmm. It's going to be within a touchdown rather than 10.5.
I 100% agree.
I completely disagree.
Wow.
I think the Chiefs cover the spread. I would move the spread up to minus 12.5, honestly, because I think they're going to win by anywhere between 13 to 17. It's fine that the Panthers offense is good. Their defense isn't. And they're playing in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to put up a lot of points very, very easily on that defense. And I think Kansas City does, while the Panthers offense is good, they still are turnover prone. And the Chiefs thrive on turnovers, especially from their defense. So I'm going Chiefs on the spread.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Jesse there. Patrick Mahomes, the guy he's a part of a 8-man army, all the firepower they have. Yes, Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater definitely playing up to that contract, but I just can't see them living up to the hype against this Chiefs team. And plus Teddy Bridgewater also coming off a head injury as well last game, probably okay, but still. If McCaffrey plays, yes, that is a big difference. But we said this last week that the Jets would cover the spread against the Chiefs, and we all know how that ended.
They weren't even close.
I feel like you just can't bet against the Chiefs. So I'll take money line and spread.
Wow.
All right. And Bologna, we're sticking it with you.
All right, let's get it out of the way. The New York Football Giants traveling to Washington to face the football team, -3 for Washington. This is essentially even money just because Washington gets the little home field advantage of the -3. This game's tough because, yes, Washington played extremely well against Dallas, but at the same time, Daniel Jones somehow elevates his game when he plays Washington.
He's only beaten Washington.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the Giants looked somewhat decent against the Buccaneers. So as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to take the Giants on this one. But I'm going to take the spread. I think it's a close game. Washington defense holds them to it. The last game against the Giants and Washington ended within a couple points. So I'll take the Giants and the +3.
Giants money line for me in this one. They're pissed. They're very, very pissed from what happened at the end of the Monday Night Football game. They're to come out hot, I really think. And like you alluded to earlier, Daniel Jones has only beaten the football team. And granted, like you said, also the football team played very well against Dallas. That was Dallas. Giants played well against Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. Give me Giants money line. That's my pick of the week, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard when you're betting on Kyle Allen or Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
I guess I feel better about Daniel Jones. Give me the Giants. I don't think the Washington home field matters that much, honestly.
Yes, give me the Giants. They just win regardless. They had a tough loss against Tampa Bay. They looked really good though for 3 quarters, maybe give or take. Yeah. It's all going to be if Daniel Jones can not get killed by the D line of Washington, and he can hold on to the football and not turn it over.
Chase Young might have a field day, honestly, at this point.
He very well could. But give me the Giants winning, though, outright. And with that, Bologna picked his favorite team. I'm picking mine. The Baltimore Ravens are 2.5-point favorite to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, under normal circumstances, I would have thought this spread would have been a lot more. But the Colts haven't looked terrible, and Lamar's he appears to have taken a few steps back a little bit. But at the end of the day, still give me the Ravens covering.
Me too. Sadly. Yeah, me too. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, it's still Lamar. It's still the Ravens, and they also had a heartbreaking loss last week as well. So if Lamar could throw the ball really well, easily the Ravens, but if he has to scramble around and he makes some stupid interceptions like he did in last week's game as well, Colts have a shot, but I'm sticking with the Ravens.
And the big thing with the Colts is they have to play the pass defense because they contain the run really, relatively well, but every quarterback they've played hasn't had the mobility of Lamar. So it's all going to come down to how well they play the pass. And with Darius Leonard coming back and being a legitimate factor, he is the heart of that defense. So if they have him just sit in the middle and hopefully he, avoids giving up slant passes, because that's what we saw against the Bengals, where it was just AJ Green on slants and outs and curls, just absolutely getting picked apart. And same thing against the Browns, the Colts could be in this game. They could win this game. It's a winnable game for both teams, but still Baltimore.
I think Ravens need to make a statement, especially after losing to Pittsburgh and being now even more behind in that division. Give me Baltimore -2.5. I think even if they, even if the Colts play it close, I don't see them getting closer than a field goal. I really don't.
Yeah, and I mean the biggest storyline coming into this game is, will the Ravens have half their defense?
Marlon Humphrey is the marquee player who's out.
Yeah.
No, you have to assume majority of that would be their secondary, because if they, they're in close proximity for meetings, you'd assume that's who would, get taken out.
And they have a couple pass rushers that were listed too, and Judon, I believe, and
Patrick Queen.
Was Campbell on the list? I think Campbell might have been on the list as well.
Christ.
Yeah, if their defense is as weak as it very well potentially could be,
filling fantasy.
We could see I wouldn't do that.
I don't think so.
We could see a much higher scoring game combined than both teams.
Yeah, watch out for a Phil multiple interception game no matter what.
Hey, just because he didn't turn over. He's going to have to make up for last week. He didn't throw any this past week.
He didn't throw any last week, so he has to be exactly. Say like 4 this game.
I'm saying over under a 2.
Okay.
For Phil interceptions. And with that, Jesse, we're back to you. We got about 5 more games, it looks like.
So I don't know how I feel about this one, but it's certainly interesting. The Patriots at the Jets.
Ooh.
Patriots favored by a touchdown. And the Patriots have not looked good since they played Seattle. The Jets haven't looked good for about 4 years. So there's that. I don't know. I wouldn't take the Patriots on the spread, but I'd take them on the money line.
Me too. 100%.
I think Belichick knows how to coach around Darnold. He knows how to make him see ghosts. He knows all of Darnold's weaknesses. Yeah. And honestly, Gase doesn't build game plans. I think at the end of the day, the Patriots still have a good coach, and the Jets don't have a coach.
This game very well could be like a 9-3 final score, just the way, or like 10-3, just the way that the Patriots have literally turned off passing for their offense, and they just don't do it basically, and they just run the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to be a low score.
Cam game though, where he just takes it and all in his hands and just destroys the Jets himself.
Yeah,
I think Cam will.
They also just traded Avery Williamson.
Yeah, so there goes any chance.
Pretty much the only good player on their defense.
Literally.
Yeah, but give me the Patriots and give me the 7 points too.
This is an interesting one. I think that the Patriots do win ultimately on the money line, but I think Sam Darnold can keep them within a touchdown. I could honestly see the Patriots kicking a game-winning field goal, but if the Jets were to win a game, I mean, it is this one.
Watch it be this one.
Because, I mean, obviously they play the Patriots again this year, but I honestly can see the Jets pulling off the upset. But bettors if you're a bettor, I would take the Patriots money line here. There's just Belichick just has the Jets number ever since he left.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I agree with that.
And we're up to Clark, which will probably be your final pick of the show.
My final
pick.
Man. Oh, man.
Potentially.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. We have 4 games left.
4 games left.
Yeah, we won't make it back to you.
No. Darn.
Make it good.
All right. Give me Arizona and Miami. Miami's been hot lately, but not hot enough to be MVP candidate. And Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. I like the -5 too. I just feel like the Rams last week that the Dolphins beat? I just think they're not that good of a team overall. They're okay. They're decent, but Miami had a field day on defense and special teams would help them stay in the game. It'll be a huge test for Tua because this is a good team finally that he gets to face. But I really like Arizona at -5, and I like Arizona getting the win here.
-5 is an interesting number because it's just over a field goal and just under a touchdown.
Yeah.
The Dolphins play everyone they've played really tough. They haven't been blown out at all this season, right?
No.
And it's Tua. And it's honestly a better matchup for him than this past week because the Rams defense is a lot better than the Cardinals defense.
Mm-hmm.
But also Kyler Murray can take off and, absolutely just break anyone's game plan by him running on the ground. This could be a very high scoring game and I could see them going blow for blow. So give me I would have the Cardinals winning, but the Dolphins covering. That's how I see it.
The Cardinals out of a bye week are interesting because you don't know if Kingsbury is going to throttle it so that they feel good coming out of the bye week, or if he's just going to give them time off. This is also, I think, where we're going to have to see Tua more. The Dolphins really, really hit him against the Rams. Not that he looked bad by any means, but they just didn't ask him to really do anything. But I like the Cardinals -5 out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cardinals win like right around at 6.
I don't think the Miami offense and Tua has enough firepower to, and especially this is Tua's second full start, just to compete, shot for shot with Arizona and Kyler Murray. And I also don't think the defense for Miami is enough to stop Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. So for that sake, I think Arizona money line and Arizona spread.
All right, and we're up to who we up to?
Bologna.
No, Bologna. Yeah, because it was Clark who just picked this one.
Okay. Let me see where I'm at here.
We got 3 games left.
A lot of good options. Oh my
God.
No,
not at all.
Man.
Phenomenal.
Let's go AFC South here. Houston Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars -7. Hammer it, lock it in, hit it. Jake Luton getting the start for Jacksonville.
Right.
I mean, 6th round rookie from this year. Come on. Against Deshaun Watson.
That's what we were saying about Gardner Minshew last year, though. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Minshew kind of sucks still.
Is that why he's getting benched or is he hurt?
He's hurt.
He's hurt, but also they wanted to bench him.
Yeah, they want a tank.
And they still beat the Colts.
Yep. Only win of the year.
Luton gets the start over Mike Glennon, the backup. So
Mike Glennon.
Yeah, he's still around.
Remember when he was brought into Tampa Bay to help the Buck? Or no, he went to Chicago. The Bears. And then they drafted Trubisky.
They threw the bag at him. He gave him like $25 million.
Akeem Hicks said Kaepernick was blackballed out of the league, and the host said, "Well, how do you mean that?" And he said, "We signed Mike Glennon."
And then was it the Bucks who signed McCown after he was really good with the Bears, or was it vice versa? Because they kind of did like the same thing.
McCown's played on too many teams.
Yeah, I can't.
McCown's literally played on like 13 NFL
like half
teams.
the teams in the NFL.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I think Houston wins.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a lopsided affair. Houston's going to cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and we're up to, what? Yes, Jesse.
Oh, is it me? It's not me.
No. I thought you were going to say something more on the Texans game. Oh, okay.
No.
Give me the Tennessee Titans hosting the Chicago Bears. Point spread's 5.5 for the Titans, so they got to win by 6. The Titans' offense has looked really bad, but the Bears have another offense. The defense has looked horrible for the Titans, really lately at least. And they cut 2 starters, right? Not good starters, but starters. but the Bears are just really bad on offense. So I don't see them even putting up that many points to begin with. So I just see the Titans covering and winning by like a touchdown or so.
This is very tricky because it's just one side of the ball is the best for each team. Like the Titans offense is good and the Bears defense is good. And then like the other side of it, the Titans defense is horrible and the Bears offense is horrible. So it's just I'd honestly stay away from this game. I picked the Titans to win, but otherwise, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah, the Titans burned me against the Bengals. I felt really confident in that, and then they
laid an egg.
So I don't know. Maybe give me Chicago on the money line here.
Ooh, I like that.
Tennessee starts to roll down.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah. I think Tennessee team coming off two straight losses, two bad losses. At the same time, they were 5-0 at the start of this, and they just beat the Bills 42-10 or whatever it was. So I think they get back on track here against a fraud of a team with Nick Foles as starting QB. I'll take the Titans. And then what's the spread?
It was
-5.5.
5.5.
I'll take Chicago for the favor in the spread. I think they can keep it within that.
All right, and we're finally back to Jesse for the final pick of the episode. And boy, oh boy, what a game do we have.
Broncos at Atlanta. Atlanta -4. Give me Atlanta -4. Denver's not very good. They're not playing at home. They're playing on the East Coast. I don't like this. I don't like this for Denver. I don't like the team in Denver at all. I don't think Drew Lock's very good. I don't think they have a very good head coach.
The defense is
it's the dollar store Chiefs.
While Atlanta is rebuilding somewhat, it seems like, I still think they're the better team. They have more talent. They have better players. Give me Atlanta -4.
Yeah, I'm slowly just getting off the Drew Lock train. I was big on him, when he got drafted, that he had potential, and it's been almost 2 years at this point, and he's not showing me anything impressive. They have good weapons, but he's not utilizing them, and that just comes down to him at that point. And the defense is just a shell of what it was. They just let that thing slowly just erode away after the Super Bowl. They tried to piecework it together. It didn't work. So give me Atlanta.
I do feel like Drew Lock can compete in this game. I really do. But like you said, the defense is just horrible. So we know Atlanta blowing leads, all that stuff, but they got a big win last Thursday against a decent team in Carolina. So I think Carolina's a lot better than Denver. So give me Atlanta and give me the -4 with Atlanta too.
First off, I feel like I've never seen the matchup between these two teams before. It seems like a weird,
it's one of the weirder ones.
Denver, Atlanta. I'm with you, Justin. I'm off the Drew Lock train. Like I said, they're the dollar store Chiefs, and they just can't get it right. I think Atlanta, like you said, Jesse, much more firepower, a lot better superstar ability. I'll take Atlanta here with the spread, just in their home stadium in the Dome.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
And with that wraps our picks for Week 9. Who knows how they'll pan out? Probably not that well, but that's whatever.
Yeah,
and with that,
bet at your own risk.
Yeah,
not our problem.
Don't use our advice.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That this is just us having a little bit of fun for the week. But with that, we're out of here. So, Clark, where can people listen to us?
You guys know the drill by now. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Let us know your favorite part of the show. We love interacting with you guys, either if it's by DMs or comments or whatever. Let us know your favorite part. Let us know your sports takes or your bets of the week, and maybe we agree with you, maybe we don't. So, but bet at your own risk, like I just said a little bit earlier. Make sure you follow us on our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Department_pod. We have baseball episode probably planned in the near future, wrestling recap. Survivor Series is down the road in the month, so stay tuned to all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode.